Hey YouTube, please ignore this mess. I've had the craziest last several weeks. I'll go over some of the stuff that's happened here in a video coming up. I had a trip planned for the Colorado Enchanted Rockies Trail in my Sequoia. That fell through. My dad and I took a motorcycle trip. We're going to do the Continental Divide from the Canadian border down to the Mexican border. He fell, wrecked, broke his ankle, 5 ribs, fractured some vertebrae in his neck. You know, it's been a whole ordeal the last several weeks. So I just, my garage is just thrown apart right now. I will say I do have the front bumper for my Sequoia, and I have an awning that I'll be making videos of shortly. But today, I wanted to talk about an adjustable Panhard bar. So some of you may know what these are or what they're for, some of you may not, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. So the idea of a Panhard bar is for a solid axle. The Sequoia, the Gen 1 Sequoias have a rear solid axle, and they have just a static Panhard bar that's from the factory. It's one specific length, and when you start messing with lifts and stuff like that, you really start to affect the geometry of the vehicle. So the higher you lift the car, let's just say that you're looking at the Sequoia from the back of the vehicle. This is attached to the rear axle. This is directly attached to the body of the vehicle, and on this side over here it's attached to the actual axle. So let's just say you lift the vehicle, and this factory Panhard bar, it starts to do this, and it pulls the axle towards the driver's side. So because there's no adjustability in the factory one, it actually shifts the entire rear axle over towards the driver's side. So what you really want is an adjustable, there's two different things you might want. One of them being is an adjustable Panhard bar, which is what this is. So basically, this has a locking nut right here. This screws in and out. Based on what your needs might be, you just adjust it and basically recenter that axle with the Sequoia. So I will not mention the company that I bought this from because I didn't really have a great experience with them. So I don't really want to send more business that way, but this will solve the problem that I'm having. However, some people might not know there's a difference between an adjustable Panhard bar and a Panhard relocation bracket, which happens which needs to be welded onto the solid rear axle. That basically adjusts the attachment point where this attached to the axle. It just basically raises it up and it gives it a little bit better angle. So the goal for the Panhard bar is to be as parallel to the ground as you can get it. That helps with, like I said, all the geometry that goes into it. So if you're curious what actually what the difference is between the adjustable Panhard bar and the Panhard bar relocation bracket, if you just Google the roll center for a solid axle, you can learn as much or as little about that as you want, but it basically lowers the center of gravity and makes you less likely to roll the more parallel this bar is to the ground. So the higher you can get this without interfering with any of your other suspension and get this as close to parallel as possible, the better it is for your entire suspension system. And having an adjustable Panhard bar, basically the purpose is to just recenter that axle under the vehicle for cornering and just again to help your entire suspension system work together. Whenever I was first looking for an adjustable Panhard bar, there were several generic ones that were available at a much cheaper price than I got this one for, that were maybe for like a Land Cruiser or something like that. And I thought that they probably would work, but I wasn't positive. So I wanted to just get one that was definitely made for the Sequoia and take some measurements and stuff. So if you guys are interested in getting one, maybe my research and measurement and all that will allow somebody to buy one off the shelf that's a much cheaper price than this. This is all custom made. So anyway, let's go ahead and screw this down all the way and take some measurements. I'm going to be measuring from the middle of the hole to the middle of the hole down here. So that way you can kind of get a center to center measurement. So the smallest measurement with this end screwed in all the way down is 42.5 inches. So let me go ahead and screw this out and we can measure that. Okay, so the length of the actual threaded portion of this from the bottom of the locking nut is 5 inches here. So I'm going to screw it in, you know, maybe half an inch, something like that. What I think is probably an acceptable amount of thread that's in. It's probably good. And let's go ahead and take that measurement there. Sorry guys, it is extremely hot in the garage. You might see me starting to sweat. It is hot and humid, Texas summer. Okay, so that's, you know, 47 inches. So 42.5 inches to 47 inches is what the adjustability range is of this bar here. I will try to find some links of some generic ones that are off the shelf and post them in the video description below. They are not affiliate links. They're just stuff that I've found that I think might work for you. Again, keep in mind, I bought this one custom made. The ones I link are ones that I think would work, but there's no guarantee because I don't have them and I have not tested them out. So let's go ahead and take some measurements of the actual bushing sections right here. So the opening of the actual bolt portion is like 5/8, maybe 9/16. The width of the actual bushing, it is 2 inches here. It's like from the metal center. Let's see if I can do this. So it is 2 1/8 inch from the metal face over here to the metal face over here. So with those measurements, you guys should be able to find one that might work. Summit has a lot. A lot of the off-road shops for Land Cruiser have a lot. I'm going to try and, like I said, find some for you guys. But the goal of the Panhard Bar is to recenter the axle under your vehicle. And the goal of the Panhard relocation bracket is to try and get this as level as you can and parallel to the ground to help with your roll center with your vehicle. So hope that helped you guys out. If this kind of stuff interests you, let me know. I'm kind of trying to decide which videos I need to focus more on. Like I said, this last few weeks has been crazy hectic for me. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, releasing a video once a week. So if you want to see something specific, let me know and I will try and do my best. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day.